Welcome to my home kitchen on the Irish West Coast and just a short stroll from Hazel Mountain Chocolate, my very own factory. Food is my love language, my passion, my playground. But here's the twist. I'm not just serving food, I'm trading it for stories. So make yourself at home because here, every bite comes with a story. It's autumn in Ireland, the season for cosy food and muddy boots. Today I'm going to an organic farm and I'm cooking with one of my favourite ingredients, beetroot. But this isn't your average beetroot. It's the kind of warm, earthy salad that everyone always loves and goes back for more. Kenneth, I am so excited to be here because I used to order your veg box. So it's so exciting to be here to see the whole operation. It's really incredible. I just had a few tomatoes. They were so delicious. So tell me a little bit about what brought you here. Did you grow up on the farm?
Well, thanks a million and thanks for being here, Kasha. It's really lovely to meet you. This is my granddad's farm, so really a third generation farming. I came back from the UK to start the business here. When we started off initially, you would have just seen the packing shed up there. That was the first patch of ground that we grew vegetables in. It was 1/4 of an acre. The farm itself is about 25 acres. And in May 2006, so we'll be 20 years in business next year, we did our first home deliveries.
Can you see any difference between having the farm, organic farm now, and when you started? Was it very difficult to get the ethos out there, to get people to get on board, to understand?
There was very few people doing organic. There was no organics in the supermarkets. To be growing organic and supplying it to somebody's home was also a novel concept. So there was a good bit of education required. And I think the one thing that sold the produce in the beginning was the taste. But we got into it because of the planet. And over the years, we've seen so many other people get into this sector now, which is great, and young people who are interested.
So the way you operate, people can come, they can buy directly from the farm shop, from the farm, but you also deliver.
So back in the beginning, we were doing farmers markets, we had a farm shop, and we were supplying restaurants and hotels. We decided year on year that we wanted to focus more on the home delivery. I suppose 99% of our business is home delivery to anywhere in Ireland. That just seemed like the right thing to do. You know, you have more control over the food chain, and then you can show people where their food comes from directly, and really stand over it. Certainly for many of the farmers in this country are people who decided to get into organics based on an ideal and a principle. It's done because you really want to make a change, and biodiversity is so important, and the living earth is so important, and how can we protect that and do our very, very best to ensure that the planet is in a little bit of a better state when we pass it on. That's the fundamental reason why we don't use chemicals.
The fact that you deliver, I think it's so dreamy because everything you talk about, it so makes sense, and I know people are completely on board, but sometimes it is the fact that, especially in smaller areas, cities and towns, you know, you don't have the access to organic food.
It definitely has its challenges, but we have customers in the north of Donegal or in the edge of Kerry or in part of Dublin or Wicklow, wherever, all over the country. Well, we've taken a lot of care and developed a really good system to ensure that the produce gets there freshly and in time and in good condition.
Is there any vegetable that you wish you could grow but you can't because we're in Ireland?
When we started in our very first polytunnel, which you saw at the beginning there, I remember we had a variety of different crops, and we actually had a visit from the local Garda who came up because he wanted to see what we were growing in our tunnel. And when I brought him in anyway, there was things like aubergine and red pepper and stuff like that. Now we don't grow aubergines and peppers, but I'd say if there was one thing I'd like to grow, and we did used to, but it doesn't work very well, as you say, without the sun, is red peppers. The sweet, fresh red peppers, they are amazing. There's no comparison with what you can get in supermarkets.
And is there anything that you're always, like, makes your heart grow, you always see grows really well?
The first ripening of the tomato, when you've tasted a freshly harvested tomato as well, there's no comparison. And I think for me, it has to be the tomato. Yeah, that's the one.
And they're delicious. I want more of those small ones.
I'd have to say that the business was born from the farm, and the farm is always where my heart is. And I think on a sunny day, if you look across the fields, particularly in August and September, when the crops look amazing, and you see all that food, and you see the trees, and you see the birds, I think it's at times like that that you fundamentally realize it is making a difference and that it is important.
I am going to make something really autumny and wintry. I want to make a warm beetroot. It's like a side salad, and you can eat it on a sandwich, you can eat it with your dinner. So I'm just wondering, do you have any beetroot that I could get?
Absolutely, we can certainly go and grab a beetroot from the field.
That's great.
Yeah, brilliant.
Let's go.
Okay, rightio.
Oh, hey, Kasha.
Hey.
Do you remember you had this lady on your show that was talking to you about Spätzle, the German lady?
The German, yes.
I'm German as well. I've been living here for 20 years. But do you know what I had for dinner last night? I had Spätzle. I had Linsen and Spätzle. It's a southern German thing. So it's a lentil stew with pork in it and Spätzle.
A Spätzle.
And I made the Spätzle myself. It's the pasta. Yeah, it's a kind of pasta. So it's just flour, eggs and water.
And
you
is
put
this
it,
for
this
me?
is it. It's for you.
And you made it last night?
I did. That was my dinner last night.
Oh my gosh.
So what you do is you heat this up and you add a little bit of apple cider vinegar.
Thank you so much. This is incredible. And you happen to work
My
here?
favourite.
How long have you worked?
I've been working here for 5 years
5 years.
and I run the social media.
Oh, wow.
So you'll see me in some of the videos.
I love your t-shirt.
Thank you very much. I designed that myself.
No way.
I did. And you look radishing, by the way.
Well, you obviously look radishing. This is incredible. Thank you so much.
There you go. Enjoy.
Thank you. The beetroot is cleaned up and I'm going to get rid of all the things I don't need. Next thing is we need to roast the beetroot. There's nothing easier than roasting beetroot. We need some kitchen foil. Wrap them up and now into the oven for about an hour and 20 minutes. This one's huge, so it might be an hour and 30 minutes. At 170 degrees. While the beetroot is roasting, I'm going to fry some shallots. I love using shallots because they're a little bit sweeter, but you can use onions as well. And I love frying onions and shallots with butter. We want shallots to caramelize really well, golden brown. There are 3 really essential ingredients in this salad, although it's not really a salad, but it's beetroot, shallots or onions, really lovely and caramelized, and apple. It is best if you grate the apple. You have little pieces of apple, but you also have the beautiful sweet juice. Now, the beetroot is ready, and it's actually a good idea to have it roasted the night before, and it's just ready to go. So, let's peel the beetroot. Now, this can be a little bit messy, but it's actually so easy to peel it. The skin really just comes off by itself. I definitely have to wash my hands. Now this is the last step, so we have to grate the beetroot, and I think the medium size grater is the best. This beautiful beetroot has a lot of juice. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to transfer the beetroot onto the frying pan without the juice. You need to fry beetroot and shallot just for a minute. Most of the juice has evaporated. I'm going to add apple. Give it a good stir. And apple juice are going to intensify the beautiful beetroot color. That just needs like 30 seconds. I'm going to add some salt. Generous amount of pepper. And this is the autumnal element. It's the cinnamon and cardamom and ginger. This is just a mixed spice. Now it really smells like autumn. The beetroot is ready and it's so incredible. It smells amazing. It's fantastic as a side dish, served hot or cold. I actually love it cold on a sandwich. So my plan was to have it with some potatoes and sausages, but since I have spätzle, I'm going to have that with spätzle a little bit later. I really want people to taste it and tell me what they think. It's just such a beautiful autumnal dish on its own, but as a side dish, it really brings any dish to life. So let's go. Confirm your names. I know you're Shelly because I know you love chocolate.
Jack.
Jack.
And I'm Jan.
Jan.
Manat.
Manat, I love that name. Are you friends or are you family?
We met in college.
The 3 of us. He's the outsider.
We all went to the same college, and he went to the rival school.
We all went to college in Colorado and met over 50 years ago.
Wow.
And each couple, we've both been married for 50 years. As of this year, we've already celebrated our anniversaries.
Wonderful. And 50 years is a long time.
Yes, it is. It seemed like yesterday.
Do you travel together?
Not often, but we've
had
3 international trips.
3 international trips together. We like similar things, food and wine, and certainly chocolate.
And whiskey, too. And laughter.
We do a number of travels where we do cooking classes and things like that, which is a lot of fun. And wine tasting is big for us too. But There's always dessert at the end of every meal.
Food tours are fun because you get to taste new things and experience something that maybe you haven't had the chance to experience before.
And what do you love the most about Ireland?
I think the viewscapes are so dynamic. Beautiful green fields. I love the rock fences. Of course, in Montana, we don't have much water, and it rains here, which is wonderful, and you've got beautiful seas. We get about 12 inches of rain a year. It appears you get that much a week.
I think the biggest draw for me is the Irish people. They're very friendly. They, I think, encourage people to enjoy their country.
I'm really enjoying music, and what's interesting to me is how similar the folk music in Ireland is to the Cajun music in
Louisiana in the U.S.
And tell me about food growing up.
Polish sausage.
Oh.
I'm originally from Chicago and
Very-
a Polish neighborhood.
very
and-
Polish neighborhood.
And so we grew up with a lot of Polish sausage.
Okay.
And my sister still lives in the area, and when we go back, we usually bring a small suitcase.
Polish sausage. I was raised on meat and potatoes, which I still love, but it's also enjoyable to see other foods.
My Irish grandfather, married to my German grandmother, lived on a farm in rural Nebraska. A lot of meat and potatoes, just like Manat mentioned, and beef, lots of beef. One of the reasons that I love Ireland is the seafood.
The kitchen is usually the center of a home. As you get to be our age, that's when friends come over, we migrate to the kitchen.
That's where the food is.
That's where the food is, you know.
Food has, just the flavors and everything that you get to experience now are so much better
Healthier.
than when we were kids.
This
We didn't
morning
have
for
it.
breakfast at the bed and breakfast where we're staying, I had a kiwi. When we were younger, we wouldn't have known what a kiwi was.
I was raised in Denver, which is also in the West.
Colorado.
But once again, meat and potatoes and canned vegetables. And that's what's been interesting. And the salad consisted generally of iceberg lettuce and some tomato, end of the story. And now, there's all these vegetable options and fresh vegetables. Things have changed dramatically over the years.
I actually have something that is like that. It's a little bit reinvention of something that we all know. It's a beetroot. I'll give you a taste. I like your beetroot color. It's so
Spill some.
You won't even notice.
Not only does it taste good, it's got a wonderful texture. I like the texture of it too.
That's actually true. I love the texture of it as well. And when you serve it hot, with let's say a chicken dinner or a turkey oh, it's so beautiful when it's hot.
You've not really centered on the important reason why we're here, and that is to buy chocolate.
Okay.
Because chocolate not only tastes good, but it makes you feel good. And this is a wonderful way to end a meal or enjoy along a trip. Shelly has been supplying us with little tidbits of chocolate all day long.
And you mentioned you like chocolate and you like whiskey, and I can see the whiskey truffles there, so I'm going to give you a little whiskey truffle. This is a little whiskey truffle as a thank you for spending so much time.